Legal.
We saw for the last few days, starting Friday into this morning, Democrats in Portland and in Oregon pretending that they didn't understand why the Trump administration was sending troops to the ICE facility near downtown Portland. They just were completely flabbergasted. They said, "We don't want it. We didn't ask for it. There's no insurrection," as they stood 2.5 miles away from the actual location of the near nightly riots. And the people who live there have been complaining about what's going on the ground. Portland Police Bureau have not been allowed to police that particular neighborhood, at least as it relates to the crimes being committed against the federal agents. They are intentionally blocking ICE from getting in and out of the building, forcing interactions with the quote-unquote protesters. But none of that's actually happening. We're told none of it is happening. I saw Nicholas Kristof of the New York Times, who ran for governor of Oregon until it was discovered he didn't actually live in Oregon, so he couldn't run for the governor of Oregon. That's how we ended up with Tina Kotek. But he was out there. He tweeted over the weekend, "Portland has its problems, but it's not the hell Trump claims. It remains a food and wine heaven. Hell does not serve Pinot Noir this good." That was an actual post on X from an adult who's a columnist at the New York Times. That's the defense. A decent glass of wine cancels out the broken windows, the graffiti, the arson, the violent assaults against federal law enforcement. It's the Pinot Noir. Oh, got it. Gee, thanks. Okay.
White wine's better anyway.
White wine is better, but I don't think we're supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Because it's not as sophisticated.
Yeah, uncultured swine.
Yeah, whatever. I like white wine. White wine's way better than red wine. So Dan Rayfield, the Attorney General in Oregon, not a Survivor contestant, as it turns out. I checked. He announced that along with the city of Portland, they filed a lawsuit against Trump and federal officials to get them to not bring any troops to the city of Portland and specifically the ICE facility. They will 100% lose this. I don't know if they'll be able to find a local judge who will pretend the law doesn't exist and then just side with the city of Portland. It doesn't matter. The 200 Guard members that have been called up will be there, we're told, as early as Wednesday, possibly Thursday. And they're there to protect federal property. They are there to protect federal agents. The president is well within his authority to do so. No one even questions that, truly. And even the officials in Oregon know that they're not going to be able to get in the way of this. If he were to have them out on the streets of Portland doing policing or supplementing policing like what's going on in D.C., they would have a good case against the president or against the administration. Now, maybe, depending on how, because I don't think it's ever been truly adjudicated as far as I know, that specific scenario. So maybe it doesn't go that way. But as of right now, they would be in a much better position legally, the Democrats. But as it stands, they're clearly going to lose this. But they're doing it because they want to be seen as heroes. They're desperate to be seen as heroes standing up against that dictator and authoritarian. Here's Portland Mayor Keith Wilson.
President Trump has directed all necessary troops to Portland, Oregon. The number of necessary troops is 0.
Plus 200.
In Portland and any other American city. And let me repeat that.
Well, you don't have to repeat. We heard you, man. It's not like you're a dynamic speaker to have to repeat it. I mean, unless because you're so boring, maybe people tuned it out.
Is an American city.
That's fair.
We do not need any intervention. This is not a military target.
Agreed. It's not a military target. That's not what this is. Dum-dum. You know that.
The president will not find lawlessness or violence here.
Except for all the lawlessness and violence, including that was on display last night. Again, I understand If Keith Wilson were out there saying, look, we are handling this to the best of our ability. We think we're making inroads. Here's the data that backs this up. We arrested X amount of people. We charged X amount of people. And we're committed to ensuring that the federal law enforcement officials with ICE are being protected and the federal building is being protected, in addition to protecting the rights of Portlanders to rally peacefully as they see fit. If he came out and said something like that, okay, that's reasonable. But the reality is, under his leadership, the Portland Police Bureau did not police. They did not police, forcing the hands of Donald Trump to send in the reinforcements. If this entire time Portland was in good faith, actually policing, different story. And I don't think Trump would have sent anyone in. Trump could have done this in June. Right? That's when it started, and that's when it was the worst that it's ever been since at least 2020. Why didn't he do it in June? Or even July? Or even August? Presumably, he was waiting to see, or the administration was waiting to see, whether or not the Portland Police Bureau would actually do their job and make arrests and offer some basic level of policing. They chose not to. They chose not to. So spare me the whole, there's no lawlessness. What lawlessness? He knows we have access to these things called videos that talk. I think they're called talkies on YouTube. What is it? Bathtub? YouTube, something like the Tubi. I think that's what it is. The new app. We have access to the videos. Why is it that they tell us what we're seeing is not happening? Did they not learn anything over the course of the Biden administration? No issues at the border. None. But we see people streaming across the borders in numbers that we've never seen before. No, it's not happening. The withdrawal in Afghanistan, the best withdrawal in the history of withdrawals. It's insane. But sir, but what about the Americans who died? What? No, that didn't happen. What do you mean it didn't happen? Yeah, no, it didn't happen. Inflation, what are you talking? Inflation, it's transitory, first of all, but it's also not happening. Well, is it transitory or is it not happening? Both. How can it be both? It is. Just go with it. They just lie to us. And it is truly maddening. It is truly maddening. And maybe if they didn't lie about this from the beginning, they'd have a stronger case to be made. And maybe more people would back them. Do you think, some people are saying in the Twitter sphere that this is all political from the president. They better hope this isn't political, because this is political. Oh, you are crushed. You are done, Democrats. If this is political, sending troops to Portland or to Chicago or to D.C., if that's political, is because they're looking at the numbers and it shows overwhelming support for this. You better hope it's not political. Because if it's political, you taking the position that you're taking, which is, what lawlessness? No lawlessness. We don't need any help. What are you talking about? Oh, you are in worse shape than you realize. You are in worse shape than you realize. Here's Oregon AG Dan Rayfield.
This is something mobilizing the U.S. military against citizens. He's talking about this before he was even in office. We were prepared on day one on the inauguration for this. We had done briefings. We've got legal pleadings. In fact, I had told
It seems like a really good use of time.
Our attorneys here at the Oregon Department of Justice, when this happens, when they start moving, I want to be in court within 12 hours to prevent it from occurring if we possibly can.
You can't. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I love the framing they're using the military against our citizens. Well, no, they're using the military to protect ICE agents from some citizens and non-citizens. That part, I guess, is technically true. Did you see the governor who skipped town here, our governor, Bob Ferguson, who quietly left the state for vacation without telling anybody and then iced out, pun intended, or not, I don't know. You decide. Like the Center Square reporters asking, like, where's the governor? And finally they got back, oh, no, he's on vacation. Where did he go? Well, we're not going to say. He did manage, through his vacation, his staff, to send out a tweet just moments ago, about an hour ago, saying that he signed an executive order reaffirming Washington's commitment to protecting immigrant rights. First of all, What do you need to reaffirm that for? So wait. You already have an affirmation of your position, which does not make a distinction at all between illegal immigrants who are criminals and non-criminals. It already exists, right? Isn't that what reaffirm means? We're just affirming something that already exists, but it already existed? Was that called into question by anyone?
No.
No. In fact, that's the problem, is that you've already affirmed that and we already know it. So what do you need to reaffirm anything for? Again, I want to get in on the media coverage so I'm seen as anti-Trump too. We got it.